Most of us have actually been taught to write the wrong way, which literally just leads to us staring at a blank screen, putting in a bunch of effort to only write one sentence, not knowing what to do, having writer's block, getting distracted, spending like 10 hours on one sentence. And this is all because we have been taught the wrong approach to writing. So this video will literally reset the way you write so you can actually write with ease. There was this post on Tumblr that I saw, and it basically says, sometimes writing is like having an enormous lake in your head and you want to get it out of your head and into a proper place for a lake so other people can come and go swimming and ride jet skis and stuff, except all you have to move the lake is a teaspoon. So you're just sitting there frantically flinging water out of the lake with your teaspoon and telling people, guys, this lake is going to be so cool when it's done, but it will never be done. There is so much lake. Your voice is 3 times faster than you just typing. The average speaking speed is 150 words per minute, whereas the average typing speed is only 40 words per minute. I personally stopped this by using a voice-to-text software. That way, you don't need to even spend ages typing, you can just speak. Which brings us to the sponsor of today's videos, Audio Notes. Thank you very much for sponsoring the video. Because Audio Notes takes this a step further and it actually uses AI to organize your notes. So it's not just you speaking, but Audio Notes will literally organize everything. So if I have a massive mess of the lake in my head and it's all just coming out really fast in an unorganized way, Audio Notes will literally organize it for me. So it will give you your transcript of everything you said, then it will come with an organized summary, then it will also come with the initial voice note, so you have all 3, and you also have a chat function which you can ask questions about everything you've written down. This is really helpful for you to actually finish your outline fast, sort out your editing notes, sort out your world building notes, so that way you have all of the resources which enables you to write down the lake super speed. So that way it's literally all written down, and I just love to ramble about my book, and this way you can just yap for a million hours instead of typing, because if you type all of that out, your hands will literally just fall off and they will die. Audio Notes has a free version and a pro version. I would highly recommend getting the pro version because that way you can record voice notes for longer, so all of your notes can just be organized easily. You can also connect it to Notion. Also, I'm literally so obsessed with Notion, and you can literally send your audio notes to Notion, so you can interact them both together. You can also connect it to WhatsApp if you get the pro version. The voice notes are longer, so you can literally just ramble on and yap for ages and it's not taking anything away. So I would highly recommend getting Audio Notes in order to speed up your writing process. Link is in the description. Click it, you will be rizzed. Next thing to do is to use Parkinson's law. Parkinson's law is the time you allocate to a specific task, the task will actually be completed in that amount of time. So let's say I want to write chapter 1 and I give myself an hour, and then let's say I don't set myself a time. If I give myself an hour, then because of Parkinson's law, it will take 1 hour. Whereas if I don't give myself a time, it will take multiple days, right? So that is why you must allocate a time. This is also useful if you time yourself, so you can actually see the amount of time you're doing, so you can see the timer hit 1 hour, and then you can be like, oh my gosh, okay, now I finished Parkinson's law. But you can also check you're not being delusional, because for example, if you're deluded and you're like, oh my god, I write so much, and then you actually check and you realize you've written for 2 minutes, delusional. So that way you're actually keeping yourself accountable. Also, there's something just psychologically when I'm writing and I see the timer, it makes my brain be like, I have to speed up, I have to write supersonic speed. So no lying to yourself, no being delusional, use a timer, and that way you can also keep track of your breaks as well, so you don't overwork yourself, you don't burn out yourself, but you're also visually seeing, okay, this is how much I'm writing, this is me against the clock. 70% of you right now are not subscribed to the Real Cult. What is this behavior? Do you seriously will not want to be blessed with iconic content? Okay, if you guys subscribed, I would get more clout, you'll get more quality content, and everyone will slay. So please subscribe, I would be so grateful. Click it right now, consider it, literally subscribe. What are you doing? Why are you not subscribed? Literally subscribe. Literally, what are you doing? Subscribe. Next is, you know, if you have to write an essay, you have to write your personal statement, or you have to write something like that, and people are like, I can't get over the first paragraph, and everyone's like, okay, ignore the first paragraph, write everything else, and then go back to the first paragraph. So you can do the same thing with your writing. If you're stuck on a certain part, literally just highlight it, write a comment saying fix this, then move on. That way you will honestly while you're moving on, you'll think of an idea and then you'll be able to fix it anyways. And also, the more you write, the better you get. So then you'll come up with more ideas to fix it. But also, you're relieving yourself of that pressure and you're not over editing. Because if you're just over editing the same sentence, you'll not actually get through and finish the same book. So you can also combine this with the Parkinson's law tip and give yourself a specific time. Say, okay, this sentence is really shit and I don't know what I'm doing. I'll give myself a minute. If I can't think of it within a minute, then I will literally just highlight it and move on. And the thing is, people are always like, oh my god, and it's because the reason why is because you are comparing your writing to stuff you have read, hence you feel the need to edit. But the thing is, literally everything you've read has been edited a million times, has been literally edited by the publishing house, has been edited by a professional editor. So how you know that that person's book, or if it when it was at the same stage of writing that yours is, it was probably same or even worse quality. So you can't compare two things that aren't the same. It's like, I say this in every single video, but if you have an unripe mango and you have a ripe mango, why are you comparing them? Because they're different things. Your book is still slay as it is now, but it just needs to ripen, you know? So instead of trying to force it to be a ripe mango, just actually water the mango. Okay, I don't know where I'm going with this analogy, but actually just keep in your head and actually appreciate your writing. Because people are like, oh my god, your first draft will be trash. No, it's not. Why? If you say it's trash, then your brain will be like, okay, it's shit, and then it will write trash. Whereas if you're like, my first draft eats, your brain will be like, oh my god, it's so slay. You'll write it and it will be iconic. So you also need to keep track of how you're actually talking to yourself as well, because you need to have self-respect and self-worth. Because literally over editing your book is just slowing you down, it's wasting your time. Will you even finish it at all? No. Next, in order to alleviate some pressure, you can also just lie and think, no one is reading this apart from me. So write it for yourself. Don't write it with the knowledge that other people will read it. Just write it for yourself. Because right now, you will be the only person who's reading it, unless you have like alpha readers or something like that. You will be the only person who's reading it. And then as it gets more polished, other people will see it anyways. So it's literally the truth. So it relieves pressure because no one will read this thing until it's finished anyways. So you don't need to be like, oh my god, it needs to be perfect, because you're the only one you're seeing it. So just gaslight yourself and be like, you know how when you're a kid and you're just writing books and like projects for you and not anyone else, just do that. Think, okay, I'm only writing this for myself. The next thing is, you literally already know what you have to do, okay? People always watch videos, oh my gosh, how do I write fast? How do I write quick? How do I finish my book? You already know the answer. It's literally just writing. And the only person who can do that is you. I can't be like, oh my god, yeah, this is how you write. No, you need to actually achieve your goals by putting in the effort and putting in the hours. Because are you even doing that? No. I'm sorry, but organizing your entire working thing does not count as actually writing. Because at the end of the day, I can give you all of these hacks, but it's up to you. It's up to you, okay? I know so many people who are like, oh my god, I want to write a book, and they haven't even written the first sentence. I'm like, that is embarrassing. That is so embarrassing. Like, I know this guy, and ever since I was like, I knew him, he was like, oh my god, I'm gonna write a screenplay and be famous. He has still not written a screenplay. Why are you bragging about it? Why are you talking about it? The thing is, if you're talking constantly being like, I'm gonna write a book, I'm gonna write a book, then your brain's reward centers will go off. It'll be like, okay, I've talked about writing the book, therefore that counts. Whereas if you don't tell anyone and you just actually go for it, then you're actually doing. So you actually need to put in the effort and just achieve the goals. Like, I can't just be like, guys, do it. You at the end of the day need to have the discipline, you need to be consistent, and you need to actively write. It's okay if you fall off the schedule, but just carry on and keep on writing, because at the end of the day, there are no excuses. For example, the people at the front of my house are like addicted to drugs and keep on screaming. So I was like, oh my god, do I want to film a video, because they're all outside? So I was like, okay, let's just film at a different part of my house. So I did not let the balloonies, because they're addicted to balloons and are really irritating, I did not let the balloonies stop me with their public urination. Instead, I just moved so I don't need to curse my eyes with that. And also look at the lighting. Just pretend I'm not staring straight at the trash bin. But yeah, literally, you see, no excuses. You can't be like, oh my god, the balloonies made me wake up at like 2 a.m. because they were screaming. No, literally, just stop coming up with excuses, because at the end of the day, you are the only person who's responsible for your own life, okay? Other people can make it harder, but you have control over your own life, okay? So you need to actually write down the words, because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Like, you clicked on this video because you want to write your book. I've given you great tips, okay? Now you know everything you need to know. You don't need to watch a million more videos. You already know how to write. You already know, oh my gosh, let me try and use audio notes, voice to text software to organize my notes, keep them organized. Let me actually try and stop over editing. Let me actually use Parkinson's law. You already have the information. I've given you the information. You don't need to waste your time watching how do I do this, how do I do that. Just actually do it. You will learn as you do it. For example, David Goggins said, oh my god, like everyone always comes to my conferences and are like, oh yeah, I haven't started, I need to get the best running shoes, I need to do this, whereas he actually just learned to do it by actually doing. So you just have to do the same. Like if you're like, oh, I don't know how to write, literally just start writing, because that's better. You can take a million years planning, but at the end of the day, it's going to be the person who's actually doing it that's going to achieve their goals. So you just need to actually write your book. You need to actually put in effort. You need to actually be consistent. You actually need to have self-respect, self-worth and self-love, period. Anyways, check out audio notes because I'm so grateful they sponsored this video. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. It's actually a really good resource that's helped me so much. So just click in the link in the description, affiliate link. Yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching. Here are also some cool videos I think you'll like. Okay, bye.